Namaskar दोस्तों, welcome once again to Lit eCity, the one-stop YouTube channel related with English literature. In this exciting video, we are going to discuss some very important key terms related with cultural studies. You all know very well how important cultural studies as a topic is, and we know that it is emerging field. There are new terms, there are relatively difficult terms, and in this video we will attempt to discuss, to understand with some examples some key terms. So let's start this video, and the very first term, the very important term we are going to discuss is simulacra. Now dear friends, simulacra is related not only with we can say cultural studies but also with postmodernism. तो क्या होता है simulacra, हम देखेंगे इसके अंदर. First thing, the concept of simulacra was developed, it was presented by Jean Baudrillard and in his theory of postmodern simulation. Now postmodern simulation जो concept है वो Jean Baudrillard का दिया हुआ है. And what is basic meaning? It means representation of a representation rather than reality. देखिए, हम समझते हैं कि व्हाट इज अ रिप्रेजेंटेशन, व्हाट इज एन इमेज और रिप्रेजेंटेशन और सिंबल, ये बेसिकली होता है किसी रियलिटी को रिफ्लेक्ट करना. बट अकॉर्डिंग टू जीन बॉडलार्ड, वी आर लिविंग इन टाइम, इन एन एज where the reality has disappeared. Reality खत्म हो चुकी है, and what we have is only images and a reflection of images. For Baudrillard, we are living in an age where the images are not reflection of reality. This is important. Generally, traditional view क्या है कि image is reflection of reality, but according to Baudrillard, some of the other reflection are image. We witness not the representation of reality, just a virtual pretension of reality. What we have just a pretense of reality. Actually यहाँ reality कुछ भी नहीं है. So technically speaking, simulacra is an empty sign. There is basically no signifier and signified, no division. It is an empty sign which refers only to itself. तो यहाँ पर अगर हम typical sign is equal to signifier upon signified वाला लें, तो यहाँ पर signifier is equal to signified is equal to sign हो गया. Does not stand for something else. देखिए, इसको समझने के लिए कुछ एग्जाम्पल्स लेते हैं, कुछ डायग्राम्स हम देखते हैं. फर्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, simulacra के तीन इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट है. पहली बात, दैट इट हैज नो रिलेशन विद रियलिटी. Second thing, it is an attempt, it is a pretense of reality. And third thing, it is perversion of reality. रियलिटी को डिस्टॉर्ट कर देता है, रियलिटी को चेंज कर देता है. तो ये सारी जो बातें हैं, बेसिकली दे ऑल मीन वन थिंग, दैट व्हाट वी सी ऑल अराउंड अस, जो हम चीज़ें देखते हैं, द इमेजेस वी सॉ, द एडवर्टीजमेंट, द मूवीज, द आइकन्स, they are not representation of reality. They are empty. They are just pretension or perversion of reality. So in other words, थोड़ा टेक्निकल हम इसको समझ लेते हैं. Simulacra has become a substitute of the original rather than representation of it. Another important concept, होना क्या चाहिए था कि the image or we can say the symbol or the icon or the sign, it stand to be, it used to be representation of some concept. लेकिन अब उस ओरिजिनल को, उस कॉन्सेप्ट को हटा दिया गया है, एंड देयर इज ओनली सब्स्टिट्यूट. दिस लैक ऑफ ओरिजिन डेवलप्स इनटू व्हाट Baudrillard calls the hyper-real. It is the second term related with this concept, the hyper-real, which means that there is nothing original, there is nothing we can say concrete, but only lack of origin. In hyper-reality, images or signs no longer allude to something original or something real, which is now deemed unnecessary. जो real और original है, it has become completely unnecessary. Baudrillard writes that there are three orders of simulacra. फर्स्ट जो हुआ था वो रेनेसा एंड इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन के ड्यूरिंग हुआ था। इसमें एक सिंपल ओरिजिनल और उसका काउंटरफीट हुआ करता था, या फिर हम ये कह सकते हैं नेचुरल वैल्यू ऑफ साइमल्क्रा हुआ करता था। सेकंड ऑर्डर है इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन से, जहां पर साइन की जो वैल्यू कमर्शियल वैल्यू थी वो रियल से ज्यादा होने लगी और रियलिटी नीचे होने लगी। एंड थर्ड स्ट्रक्चरल साइमल्क्रा, ये मॉडर्न टाइम से रिलेटेड है या पोस्ट मॉडर्न टाइम से रिलेटेड है, जहां पर रियलिटी और साइमल्क्रा का कंप्लीट ब्रेकअप हो गया है, यहां पर रियल से रिलेटेड कुछ भी नहीं है। लेट अस ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड विद सम फर्स्ट ऑर्डर में इमेज इट रिफ्लेक्टेड द रियल। ये इस बेसिक का मतलब क्या है कि जो रियल था उसी का रिफ्लेक्शन क्या होता था, इमेज होती थी। सो देयर वाज अ क्लोज कनेक्शन बिटवीन द टू। इमेज देखकर आप आइडिया लगा सकते थे रियल क्या है, या रियल ही एक्चुअल में इमेज का बेस होता था। सेकेंड ऑर्डर के अंदर क्या हुआ कि इमेज इज इक्वल टू इमेज एंड रियल। रियल तो हो गया नीचे और रियल की इमेज भी बन गई, और वही इमेज प्रोलिफिक भी होने लगी, मतलब रियल से ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट उसकी इमेजेस होने लग गई। और अगर हम थर्ड ऑर्डर की बात करें, यहाँ पर रियल क्या हो चुका है, टोटली एब्सेंट हो चुका है, वैनिश हो चुका है। यहाँ पर भी हमारे पास इमेज है और उसकी जगह उसका जो साइन है, उसका जो साइमल्क्रा है वो भी इमेज है, और इसी स्टेज को हम क्या बोलते हैं, दिस इज नॉट रियल, इट इज हाइपर रियल। कुछ एग्जाम्पल्स देखते हैं। एक और उन्होंने ग्राफ बताया, गुड रिप्रेजेंटेशन, इसको उन्होंने सेक्रामेंटल ऑर्डर दिया, वहां पर इमेज और रियलिटी एक दूसरे से कॉरेस्पॉन्ड करते हैं। व्हाट इज इमेज, इट इज प्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ रियलिटी। सेकंड है ऑर्डर ऑफ मेलेफिसेंस। इसके अंदर इमेज जो थी वो रियलिटी का पुअर रिप्रेजेंटेशन था, तो इमेज क्या हो गई, टेंटेड इमेज हो गई। थोड़ा सा एक और मेटाफर यूज कर लेते हैं मिरर का। नाउ दिस इमेज इज अ क्लीन मिरर, जहां पे आप रियलिटी को विजुलाइज कर सकते हो। दिस इज टेंटेड मिरर, जहां पर आप एक आइडिया लगा सकते हो, यू कैन गेस बट यू डू नॉट नो एग्जैक्टली व्हाट इज रियल। ऑर्डर ऑफ सॉर्सरी, यहां पर एक मैजिक हो चुका है, रिप्रेजेंटेशन हाइड्स द रियलिटी, यहां पर मास्किंग इमेज। एक्चुअली में जो मिरर में दिखाई दे रहा है वो मास्क है, मास्क के पीछे जो रियल है इट इज टोटली हिडन, सो इट इज मास्किंग इमेज। और लास्ट ऑर्डर आता है साइमुलेशन, इट इज रिप्रेजेंटेशन डाइवर्ट्स फ्रॉम रियलिटी, बेसलेस इमेज, हाइपर रियलिटी, जहां पर जो इमेज है वो दूसरी किसी इमेज को रिफ्लेक्ट कर रही है, वहां पर रियलिटी है ही नहीं। So this is how Jean Baudrillard presents the development of modern society, in which at the present time only images are there and there is nothing like reality corresponding to images. Now we are basically surrounded by images, films, TV, games, computer graphics, mobiles. Day by day we are creating simulacra for every real object, whether it is games like PUBG or in movies. For example, Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park, it created images, it created, कितना सुंदर example है, we have dinosaurs. Now in actual other movies we have human beings which are images of the real human beings. We have objects which are taken from the real objects. But what Crichton's Jurassic Park has done, it has created dinosaurs for which we do not have any real things. So it is hyper real. Another very important one is that PUBG game, which is very famous. Now in this particular game you see reality, but not reality, hyper reality. There are fighters, there are guns, there are human beings, but they are representing something virtual which do not exist in reality, and this is what is hyper real. You can see even in the reporting, even in the fiction, we are writing about things that do not exist, that do not exist. So this is what Jean Baudrillard wanted to convey by the concept of simulacra and hyperreality. Okay, Moving to our second term of this video, that is spectacle, or in the detail, society of the spectacle. Now what is this? It is the term developed by the French Marxist theorist Guy Debord in his influential book Society of the Spectacle. Another groundbreaking book. It was an advanced critic of the capitalist ideology. दो बातें जो आपको ध्यान रखनी है, डिबॉर्ड वाज अ फाउंडिंग मेंबर ऑफ द सिचुएशनिस्ट इंटरनेशनल. what was this situationist international? It was a group of avant-garde artists and political theorists who were united by their opposition to the growing capitalist ideology. Now, what is a spectacle? Now, spectacle is Debord's term for everyday display of capitalist phenomena. How capitalism is proliferating itself, किस तरह से increase हो रहा है. Day by day we have its display in form of advertisements, television, film, celebrity culture. He defines the spectacle as the autocratic reign of the market economy. We are ruled, we are influenced by this spectacle. ठीक जिस तरह से रोमन एम्पायर के अंदर देयर वाज अ स्पेक्टिकल ऑफ वायलेंस थ्रू ग्लैडिएटर्स, सिमिलरली कैपिटलिस्ट जो लोग हैं दे आर डिस्प्लेइंग द स्पेक्टिकल ऑफ द मार्केट इकोनॉमी. Now, spectacle, in another word, is capitalism instrument for distracting the masses from the alienation. What is alienation? मार्क्स ने ये बताया था किस तरह से प्रोडक्ट एंड द प्रोड्यूसर और द लेबरर दे आर एलिनेटेड बाय द यूज ऑफ मशीन्स, बाय द यूज ऑफ मार्केट स्ट्रेटजीज. इस एलिनेशन की तरफ वर्कर का, पॉपुलेशन का, कॉमन क्लास का ध्यान ना जाए, उसको डिस्ट्रैक्ट करने के लिए कैपिटलिस्ट आइडियोलॉजी यूज करती है स्पेक्टिकल का. बिकॉज सिमिलरली लाइक साइमल्क्रा, जिसको जीन बॉडविलार्ड ने साइमल्क्रा का, इन्होंने कहा स्पेक्टिकल रिप्लेसेस रियलिटी विद एंडलेस सप्लाई ऑफ commodifiable fragments while encouraging us to focus on appearances. वही की वही सेम बात, just like Jean Baudrillard says about simulacra, we are focusing on appearances. We do not ponder upon the reality, but on the appearances. Even in the present, very present, the increasing trend for social networking monetize our friendships, opinions, emotions, our internal thoughts and experiences has become commodifiable assets. You can see in the policies time to time presented by social media moguls like Facebook and WhatsApp. They basically rule our daily schedules. Did you tweet today? Why haven't you posted to Instagram? Did you like your friends' photos on Facebook yet? This is all spectacle. It has replaced real social interaction and human needs, and we are entrapped into this display of the capitalist society. We have become totally immersed in this kind of spectacle, in this kind of show. Okay friends, moving ahead with our third term of the day, and a very important concept, a bit difficult, a bit new, but I would try to make you understand what is post-humanism. Now the term post-humanism has different applications and meaning in the fields of philosophy. For them post-humanism is different term. Science studies, they also have their stake in this term. Literary studies, critical theory and communication studies. These all diverse fields define post-humanism according to their own criteria. In general, what we can say post-humanism designates, it basically means a series of break with the basic assumption of modern Western culture and presents rather new ways of understanding our role in the natural world, the human subject in relationship to the natural world in general. This particular term post-humanism, it was first proposed by the postmodern theorist Ihab Hassan who coined this term and defined it Prometheus as performer towards a post-humanist culture. This is the name of the article in which he first used this term. Now, what is post-humanism? इसको समझने से पहले let's see humanism वाले basic concept क्या है. We consider, according to humanism, human species as being the center of the universe. First thing is that we treat human being traditionally as the center of the universe, as you can see in this particular diagram. Second thing is that we are autonomous from nature. We do not depend upon nature because we have intellectual faculties of the mind which is different, which is distinct from other species. That is why poetically we are called crown of species. Third, we are uniquely capable of and motivated by speech and reason. Once again, the qualities which make us distinct and special from other species. These three are the basic foundation of humanist tradition. Now, in contrast, post-humanism begins with the recognition man is not the privileged and protected center, because humans are no longer utterly distinct from animals, and even जो cyber theory है उसके अंदर even different from machines. We are just a part, we are just among other species. Now post-humanist उनके जो basic human के understanding है वो कैसी है? We are physically, chemically, biologically dependent on the environment. We move to actions through interactions that generate effects, habits and reason among not only among human societies but among all natural societies, possessing no attribute. We do not have any special quality which is uniquely human but is instead made up of a larger evolving ecosystem. We are evolving continuous in a very intermeshed ecosystem. Now, Donna J. Harvey's A Manifesto for Cyborgs. It is a very important work, we can say, in the field of post-humanism, which through which this concept, this theory of post-humanism begin truly to take shape. Now, Harvey considers that modern developments in technology, capitalism, race and ethnicity studies, animal studies and feminism, it has basically all the developments जो भी इन fields के अंदर हुए हैं, इसकी वजह से human as privileged species इस concept को अब dubiously देखा जाता है. It is no more taken as a valid statement. By the late 20th century, we are all chimeras, theorized and fabricated hybrids of machine and organism. We are not human beings, we are cyborg. So you can see this famous diagram which shows the evolution of human beings as Neanderthal, the new man, but Donna Harvey shows us the next step where we are basically evolved into a fully functioning machine. We are no more different from a robot, we have become cyborgs. So post-humanism is basically becomes a critique of humanism, and it emphasizes a change in our understanding of the self, of the humanity and our relation to the natural world, society and human artifacts. There is another related term, that is transhumanism, which advocates not much change in how we think of ourselves, but rather a vision of how we might concretely use technology and other means to change what we are. So what is transhumanism? It is basically looking into the future, how to become more evolved, how to use machinery. You may have heard about chips that can be implanted in our bodies that can kill all the cells, all those things which can become cause of future diseases. This is transhumanism. So it is more science related term which shows that it is another phase of human evolution. Now, in recent popular culture also, that is why it is a term which we study in cultural studies, It has explored the implication of post-humanist existence, just like very important term, cyberpunk novels. Please remember this term, it is very important for your NET exams. It was written by William Gibson and Bruce Sterling. Then there are movies made by directors like David Cronenberg's Existence. Then there are TV serials and movie series like Star Trek, The Next Generation, which depict human and machine interfacing with each other in new, complex and provocative ways. You can, for your ease, I have taken an example from India, this movie by Shankar Robot, in which we see that how a scientist develops a robot and how this robot begins to love a human being, and there is interaction. So this shows the future where there is a little difference, little line of demarcation between man and machine. This is what Donna Haraway says. This is post-humanism. This is transhumanism, in which we can say the line blurs and we become cyborgs. Okay, dear friends, that's all about today's video. We discussed some terms. These are very recent developments and they are continue to evolve, especially terms like post-humanism. In the very next classes, we are going to discuss some more exciting and new trends in cultural studies. Stay safe at your home and make your preparation better day by day. Thank you, dear friends.